All right, Shalom. First things first, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahushai. And we give double honors to the apostles and elders, which are the apostles and elders that rule the great millstone. All right. And we're on this demonic ass day, man. So the spirit just jumped on me. Was like, just make a video, because I think I made a video around this time for a while now, but you know, it's just the spirits are getting heavier out there, man. It's just these people are just they're blind to it. You know, that's why it says, "How long, O Lord, till the cities be wasted?" And that's speaking to you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out there on the four corners of the planet Earth. You're worshiping things that you ought not to worship, and you're going after things you ought not to. All right. And what does it say? My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Okay, so that's why it says you got to get into this knowledge and you got to examine things and see the roots of it. Just don't follow blindly, okay? So right now I found this website. It's got some nice little information on it, but pretty much it hits the point. So I'm just gonna read a couple paragraphs out of here, and I'll leave the link for you Akim if you want to go and check it out and read into it. This is it's a AV 1611. Okay, and it says Halloween, a covenant with, it says a covenant with death and hell. And they got that from Isaiah 28:15. And it says, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement. Okay, because who's ruling the society today is Esau. The Chinaman ain't pushing, we ain't running around and celebrating Chinese New Year. Okay, no, we ain't celebrating things that Japhet wants to celebrate. This is things that Esau wants to celebrate, and he pushes throughout the whole world because he's in the power seat. That's why it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. All right, so we're coming out of Esau's world, but for the sake of today, this is showing you that he's the one pushing this and invoking this through the planet Earth. Okay. So let me read this, and then I'm going to get into some precepts, and then I'm going to close on out. It says, when you hear the word Halloween, what images appear? What spirit is invoked? Because it's all a spiritual thing. Majority of people, because I've been driving by all fucking day and seeing these people at so-called churches having their kids piled up out there and dressed up. Just because you ain't sending them out to the streets, you're doing it in a so-called church. That don't make it right, man. That don't make it lawful. That don't make it a better day just because you surrounded by so-called fucking pastors and bullshit saying that, oh, we giving candy. We know we're not poison. That's still bullshit. You're still joining yourself to it. And it says, what spirit is invoked at the whisper of Halloween? Halloween openly promotes death. Because what do you got people dressing up as? Zombies. Okay. It says promotes death, devils, witches, flagrant appearances. Because you have what? Sexy chief, sexy doctor. Is these women that wear them promiscuous ass outfits and go out there to the bars or go out to whatever Halloween party and show off themselves and put themselves out there, man. Promoting whorish way, or promoting pretty much promiscuous ways, man. It says flagrant appearances of evil. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. You know what? I'll bring that out real quick. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 22. And it says, abstain from all appearance of evil. Read that again. Abstain from all appearance of evil. And that's what you got to do, man. You got to stay the hell away from it. And that word all is every form of. Okay, you got to stay away from it, man. Stay in the damn house. But a lot of jakes are going to go after that, and the Most High is going to judge them for it. And it says Halloween leaves most people scratching their heads, questioning how and where did Halloween come from. This article unearths the hellish tomb of Halloween to exhume its sinister covenant with death and hell. Halloween began over 2,000 years ago among the Celtics and their pagan priests called the Druids. The Druids are, without questions, history's king of the occult. Witchcraft, Satanism, paganism, virtually all facets of the occult acquiring instruction from the Druids, from the popular jack-o'-lantern, trick-or-treat costumes to pranks, ghoulish ghosts, demons, goblins, and witches. Halloween owes its morbid birth to the Druids. Halloween, the day itself, is from Druid origins. Michelle Robert J. Celebration. It says the Druids created two special nights of the year, Beltane and Samhain. Beltane took place on May 1st and marked the birth of summer. Samhain occurred in November 1st and signified the death of summer. Samhain, a night celebrating death in hell, was the Druids' most important ritual. It was a terrifying night of human sacrifices, and it was the original Halloween. The Druids believed during Samhain, the mystic veil separated from the dead from the living opened. The Druids taught these roaming spirits loose on Samhain went searching for a body to possess, and that's true. That's true, man, because what do you see these people during Halloween, man? They go fucking crazy. A lot of these people, I mean, they got demons on them all throughout the year. Don't get it twisted. But this, especially around now, you have fucking grown-ass people running around with fucking skeleton paint on their face. I've drove by and seen a bitch with skeleton paint on her face walking kids and I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, more and more, of course, you know it's coming, but when you see it and know the time that we in, it's just ridiculous, man. And it says, went searching to a body to possess. The frightened Celtics would masquerade as demons, evil spirits, and ghosts, hoping to convince the roaming evil spirits they were another evil spirit and leave them alone. The Celtics also prepared meals as treats to appease the evil spirits from tricks or malicious acts. Hence our custom of trick or treat, their custom. The Druids perform horrifying human sacrifices and other vile ritual during Samhain. Let there be no doubt, Samhain night was a terrifying covenant with death and with hell, and let there be no doubt, Samhain was the original Halloween night. All right. So now we can go into. Let me bring out some of these. Right here, firstborn sacrifice. It says firstborn sacrifices are mentioned in a poem in the Din Chaz, which records that children were sacrificed each Samhain. And what do you have today? The elites, the wicked elites. They're gonna be, hey man, they killing all types of kids tonight, man. These devils, man. And you Jakes want to stay here. Oh, man, I'm ready to go home, man. Ready to see righteousness on the planet Earth. That's it. Let me get these precepts and then I'm going to close on out. Because all this is just madness, man. It's just madness and showing you the more where Esau's mindset is at, man. He's a witch, man. If you can't see he's the devil, then, man, it ain't for you. It ain't for you. All right. Salakia. This is 2 Corinthians. Salakia. This is 2 Corinthians 6 and 14. And it says, but be ye unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what companion have light with darkness? Because this ain't these holidays are nothing but darkness. They're nothing filled with all manner of wickedness, man. Go crazy pretty much. Do as thou wilt. This is the book of Amos 3 and verse 2. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? See? You can't walk together unless you agreed with that, man. If you walking with this holiday, then you agreeing with everything that comes with it. It's not a buffet, man, where you pick and choose your wickedness. This is say you eat it all, man. Okay, this is back in 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 15. It says, "In what concord have Mashiach with Baal, or what part has that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement has the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power, and as Yahweh has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people." All right. So the Most High is dwelling with us and giving us the opportunity to know who we are as Israelites and come back to our law, statutes, and commandments, our great heritage. And you got Jakes running around here in fucking costumes, man, asking for candy, old polluted GMO candy. This is the book of Deuteronomy 18 and verse 9. And it says, "When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch." And what are those main costumes they be coming out of? What do you see here? A witch? You see a warlock up there, you know, and you see a ghost, a ghoul. It says, "For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy power drove them out before thee." So the Yahweh Shem Yahushua drove these wicked nations by the way of the Hamites and different nations that we were majority of the Canaanites when we went into the land of Canaan. Okay. But now speaking about now the Most High is driving us away, man, because we fall under that ilk. We're trying to put ourselves into that cloth, so the Most High is looking at us sideways, man. Okay, but that's why He has His elect. And let me get this in 1 John. This is the book of 1 John. This is 1 John 2 and 14, and it says, "I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I have written," Salakia. It says, "I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of Yahweh abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one." And that's what the Most High is giving unto the elect now, man. That's why He's separating us from these other nations, man. He's putting us to Himself. And I'm going to end out with this. This is the book of Romans. This is the book of Romans 13 and verse 2. This is Romans 13 and verse 2. It says, "Moreover, therefore, resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinances of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For the ruler," or it says, "For a ruler are not a terror to the good works, but to evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is a minister of the Most High, revenging, executing wrath upon him that doeth evil." All right. So you got what? You got the Most High to set up Esau to be that evil and the sword, but mostly you have what now? You have Jakes that are falling after and going after the ways of Esau, man. Okay, but when you see that script right there speaking about, you know, when you going with like cops and different things like that, this man is the devil, so you got to know what you're dealing with. All right, nothing coming out of this man is good, for real. All right, so with that, I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, the water for this truth and this honor of knowing your name and this great truth. And you hopeful elect out there, y'all keep faith and keep strong. Shalom.